The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
And right now I want to welcome Merrick to the phone. Is that the way you pronounce it, Merrick?
That's correct, Dr. Kenner.
Okay, and you want to introduce someone to a book and you don't know how to go about doing it?
Actually, your book, Romance.
Oh, okay. Oh, my book is a hard one to introduce, isn't it?
Well, I don't think so, but
yeah.
Especially right now for me it is, because recently I found out that my girlfriend was lying to me.
Oh, okay.
And I had brought the issue to surface, and we discussed it, but at the same time, my trust for her has diminished a little bit.
Oh, I would think significantly. What did she lie about?
I'd rather not get
okay,
into details,
that's fine.
if you don't mind.
That's fine. And it just, is it, sometimes someone can lie about, I really just, it's small or big is what I guess I'm asking. Someone can say, oh, I really am running late because I hit traffic when they really stopped for coffee. And other times it's a lie that really is painful.
Yeah, it's a big lie. It's rather painful, and it's enough to cause me to want to break up.
Okay, I can hear it in your voice.
So the reason I'm wondering how to introduce your work to her is because I'd like to fix the relationship, and I think your book is wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
But I don't know how to introduce it without sounding condescending or, anything that would imply something negative, why I'm showing it to her as if I'm the all-knowing one.
Okay, first I can hear the pain. You're in a lot of pain for her having lied to you?
Yeah.
And have you discussed that with her openly? Has there been any resolution with that? Does she know the damage? Do you feel like she's made amends at all?
Well, we did discuss it very openly in quite a lot of detail.
Yeah.
And she's made me promises that only time will tell.
Okay, so partly you're sitting in proper evaluation of her. Is she a good lifetime partner for me, or is she a good partner for me? I don't know if you want it for a lifetime, but is she someone that, you've invested time with her, you've invested your views of the future with her, and now you're figuring out how do we go about mending it. So if you're thinking about introducing her to the book, it's... what do you think she would do? Everybody's different. If you were to say, this is an interesting book I've been reading, or maybe she already knows you've read it. Does she know
She has no idea that I've read it.
Okay. So what if you just said, this is an interesting book I read, I think that we would grow stronger from it. What do you think she might say?
Actually, that sounds very positive, and I'd hope she'd be responsive to that.
Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm focusing on the value. What's in it for us?
Mm-hmm.
Not just for me, but for us. What's in it for us? So, I think we could grow stronger from this, and that might set her at ease if I'm assuming she isn't a pathological liar, that this was just a one-shot deal? Or you don't know?
Well, I'd like to think not.
Okay,
that she isn't a pathological liar.
Okay, so you want to keep your antenna up because
yeah.
Sometimes the desire to be with somebody is so strong and the time you've invested in them is so long. And as I mentioned earlier, your hopes and dreams are all wrapped around this. Your whole future is wrapped in with this person. And it's hard to... Your mind naturally will resist hearing something negative or observing something negative, but that's exactly what you want to be alert to. And if there's nothing, wonderful, guess what that will do?
Right.
It'll
just make it stronger. Because
right, because you're facing facts. And if there's no negative data coming in situations that are challenging, where she might in the past have lied or have misrepresented something, which is again a lie, then you will be rebuilding the trust. If she reads the book, is there anything in the book that you think she particularly would put a smile on her face, she would enjoy, or she would say, aha, now I understand it, in a warm way?
I think there's a lot in your book that would do that.
Okay, so number one, you can just say here's a book we could grow stronger from. And you'd have to do some, as we would say around here, some splaining about the title. Because the title, I think, to many people, when they see the book, I'll say the name of the title. It's Dr. Ed Locke and I wrote it, The Selfish Path to Romance, How to Love with Passion and Reason. And the title for most people is what? The word selfish. What is that? Positive or negative?
It's definitely positive.
Oh, well, and maybe your context or my context, but, if my parents see that book, The Selfish Path to Romance, what's our daughter thinking, right?
Exactly.
It's like the my way or the highway view to romance, and they might say, that's not like Ellen. How could she ever write a book with that title? And that's not what we mean. We mean the self-valuing, the self-respecting, the self-esteem way to romance. And here's the key that may help your girlfriend, is that it's for both people, that she holds on to herself, and she doesn't hold on to herself when she lies, right?
That's
If she's lying, what is she doing to her self-esteem?
Exactly. She's diminishing it because she's living a fake reality.
She's lying to herself, and all of us have at one point experimented with a lie. I didn't take that cookie, Mom, or yes, I was home on time, Dad, and throughout your childhood, and you know what it's like to live a double life. The truth, what happened, what you could play back in the video in your own mind, and the facts, and the lie, the fabricated reality. And that's emotionally very straining, and it takes a toll on your view of yourself, your self-evaluation. So in the book, The Selfish Path to Romance, it's more the self, that both partners in a relationship feel good about themselves inside, and they cherish one another, and they cherish each other's values. So let me just give you a few tips of what you could do if the first layer doesn't quite work. Number one, you don't put pressure on yourself. She doesn't have to read the book. You're offering it, and that takes, if she doesn't, she doesn't. I don't put pressure on anybody in my life to read the book, even my closest friends. If they read it, they read it. The second is that if you can invite her through values, meaning through something that's important to her. So if in building building your relationship, making it stronger and making it more fun is exciting, she might be excited about reading the book. Sometimes when you suggest that someone read a book, it feels overwhelming. So you might just point to a paragraph that you think she would find humorous or funny, or something that would be clarifying for her, and not in an I told you so way, see, you should have read this, you should have known this, but much more in a, oh, wouldn't this be fun? We could plan a vacation together rather than me always planning it. Or you do something, you focus on something that's unique to both of you, because we cover a lot in that book. Everything from sex to conflict resolution to making yourself lovable. There's a lot there. And we also cover how to part ways if you cease being soulmates. So remember, we have an appendix if things don't work out. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, my biggest fear is presenting it to her in an I told you so way. I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, so figure out things in the book that would tickle her funny bone, or just give her a fun aha. Just read her a paragraph or a sentence, and she might say, oh, I'm interested in that. What book are you reading? And then you can go from there, or ask her one of the questions. Listen, thank you so much for the call, Merrick.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com.